What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Hot Mic here on the John Rocha channel. I am John Rocha, joined as always by the insider himself, Jeff Snyder, on an early morning. How are you, Jeff?
Hello, Johnny boy. Oh, I just got out of bed. I just woke up.
Humana. Well, for those of you joining us, thank you so much for coming on here this early in the morning. Usually we do it, of course, at 4 p.m. PT on Thursdays, but we had to adjust it because Jeff is heading off to a big screening, and we couldn't go tomorrow night because I have other shows tomorrow night. And to be honest, this kind of worked out for me, Jeff, because the Commanders play the Packers tonight, so I can watch the full game without worrying about the show. What film are you going to see? Can you tell people or no?
I can. I am seeing Hulk smash the Smashing Machine.
Ooh, getting to see the Smashing Machine a little. Getting to the Rock in his full glory there in the film, man. I'll be curious to hear what your thoughts are. Are you going to post a review?
He goes by Dwayne Johnson now. His friends call him DJ. So, I think that's what it was. At the last episode, he heard that I called him DJ, and he was reminded, oh, yeah, this guy's a friendly.
Is that right? Well, what's the situation? Are you going to put your review up tonight on the newsletter, or will people say tomorrow? Like, when's your review going to go up? Do you know?
Whenever I need content, baby. I expect to have my newsletter is done except for the A story, so I just need to finish that. But I'd like to review The Long Walk first. I have more to say on that one.
Yeah,
and man,
today,
dude, I thought that was gonna do well.
It's not tracking well.
That anime movie is gonna fucking shit all over it.
Oh yeah, the Demon Slayer one. That's looking at a $70 million opening. That's craziness.
That is crazy. I mean. Who would have accounted for that at the beginning of the year? It really goes to show the influence that anime has on this younger generation of moviegoers. So yeah, Long Walk is looking at 10 million, but I do have more to say about that one. So I'd like to review that before Smashing Machine. We'll see.
Right on. Yeah. Was it? I don't know if it's Sandberg or one of the Netflix executives came out and said how much of their content, 50% of the views on their content is anime stuff. So that tells you the power of anime for sure.
Yeah, I assume it's Netflix, given how well Monster Hunters did.
Exactly. Yeah.
Excuse me.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on. We got so much to talk about here on the show. Remember, the Streamlabs and Superchats are open. Send in your love. Send in your thoughts and support. And of course, we're going live this early morning, so hopefully we'll get a lot of you who could come in and help and support us as we go along. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. So here we go, Jeff. Superman, let's talk about it. We had some updates from James Gunn on Man of Tomorrow. He was on the Howard Stern show, who I think he's not leaving. I don't know what the update is on the Sirius XM situation, but he gave some more updates on the Man of Tomorrow. And he said, quote, "It's a story about Lex Luthor and Superman having to work together to a certain degree against a much, much bigger threat." A lot of people already speculating that it could be Brainiac. Some people also thought Zod. And he said it's more complicated than that. It's as much a Lex movie as it is a Superman movie. And this is supposedly starting to shoot. He said in April or so, it'll start shooting of 2026. But that is also when the Batman Part 2 film is supposed to be shooting around the spring of 2026. So your thoughts on his comments here? Anything new, anything interesting to explore here? He is calling it a Superman sequel. So what are your thoughts?
I'm about to go Lex Luthor on Christian Harloff. Because what he has done, he is having his listeners spam the chat. That is what's going on right now, John.
That's all right. I don't mind it because Christy's just busting balls. So anyway, keep going. We're live and we have over 215 people, so I'm good. Go ahead, Christy.
This is Lex Luthor's army of Twitter monkeys. Man of Tomorrow. I think we all kind of intimated from the art from Jim Lee that this was going to be some kind of team up movie. Interesting that he said it's as much a Lex movie as it is a Superman movie.
Yeah.
Maybe that was part of the promise all along to get Nicholas Hoult on board.
Oh yeah. The promise. Yeah. There was going to be more folks. Well, he even said in the interview with Howard that he identifies more with Lex than he does with Superman, which I think volumes about James Gunn, and
you don't say. I mean, again, I'm not really up on Superman comics, so I don't know about the plot lines where Superman teams up with Lex Luthor. It seems like a weird team up, but I guess they could use each other if there is a bigger threat, which I think most people assume is going to be Brainiac, that's not confirmed at this point. It wouldn't shock me to see James Gunn zag where everyone thinks he's going to zig. But, we've yet to have like a Brainiac on the big screen, right? So
no, we haven't. Yeah. I just think it's fascinating that he's finally calling it a Superman sequel. I wonder if Zaslav got into his ears like, will you stop? Will you stop? It's a Superman sequel. People are going to see it this way. You got to promote it this way. And I have to believe that he's going to change the title to Superman Man of Tomorrow, because they've changed titles before. It was Superman Legacy. It became Superman. It was Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow based on the graphic novel. Now it's just Supergirl. So I don't think it's out of the realm possibility that they change it to Superman Man of Tomorrow. What do you think, Jeff? Am I crazy on that?
I completely agree. I don't really understand it.
Yeah.
It's all about branding. It's not called Hobbs and Shaw. It's called Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw. Right?
Oh, right. That's right.
I don't know. That's just always the stuff that I go back to. It's simple.
Even the National Lampoon stuff, right? It's not called Christmas Vacation. It's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation or National Lampoon's Van Wilder. Yeah, branding is very important. Well, I will say this. The other element of this stuff, and this is, I heard from some more sources this week about the Peacemaker set with James Gunn. And it's, some of the stuff that we've suspected is there, unfortunately, that there are issues on the set sometimes with some below the line people versus above the line people. And that's a shame to hear about that kind of stuff. But what you want is good product. And hopefully this sequel will be something good. Peacemaker, I think, is a little bit underwhelming this season, but hopefully it'll get stronger as things get revealed. But is there anything here that you were surprised by or hinted at, or anything that you hear more about?
I had said earlier, I believe on this show, that that production was going to start in the spring, not the summer. I know Nexus Point News had said it was going to be the summer, but April is the spring.
So is there anything about both those things starting at the same time? Batman Part 2 and Superman starting at the same time? Should we read anything into that?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
Okay. All right. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. And you're not hearing anything more about casting, or anything more about characters, or anything on the DC side of things for this film?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Let's move on.
I did a story about Skylar Gisondo this week about
him and Robert Pattinson. You want to talk about that? They're in a movie together?
Right. He's joining Robert Pattinson in A24's Prime Time. This is like a To Catch a Predator style thing. So I think you can maybe intimate what role he could have. Kind of is perfect for something like that.
Yeah.
But I do think that you'll see, Jimmy Olsen and the Daily Planet crew covering the events of Superman, or Man of Tomorrow, excuse me.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he'll be back for the sequel.
Yeah. And of course, James Gunn also set out that Rachel Brosnahan will be back to be a big part in the sequel as well. So yeah, it's a sequel. Yeah. Stop calling it anything else. It's a sequel. I was more in this story. Bryan Fuller was talking about, 10 years ago, after 10 years rather, of Hannibal creator Bryan Fuller hopes to revive the series, the Hannibal series, with an iconic leading lady taking on the portrayal of the major character. And that iconic leading lady is Zendaya. He wants to bring her on to play Clarice Starling and bring Mads back to play Hannibal Lecter in a limited Silence of the Lambs series. He said, if I could put anything on the universe, it would be to put that out into the universe. Jeff, your thoughts on this? I feel like you've been going back and watching some of this stuff, so timing seems interesting. Do you like the idea of Zendaya as Clarice Starling? Do you think this will happen, or is this him just kind of having fun on a press line tour?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I have an item in the newsletter about it. I spent the summer reading these Thomas Harris novels, which I had never read. I've read all the serial killer stuff.
Yeah.
I've never read, his stuff. Yeah. And I was blown away. Like, it was so good. Red Dragon and Silence of the Lambs were amazing. Hannibal was really good too. And so I've been talking to Jamie about doing lists because a reboot is inevitable. This is part of the MGM deal that Amazon acquired. They got the library, and they're absolutely going to do something with Silence of the Lambs one day because it's such a valuable IP.
Yeah.
And serial killers are hotter than ever right now. Horror is hot. You can call this psychological thriller, but whatever. And so I've been thinking a lot about who would play the new Lecter, who would play the new Tooth Fairy, and Jack Crawford and all that. And Zendaya, I think, would be excellent casting as Clarice. What did you think? You first heard this.
I'm kind of on the fence about it. I don't think she'd do it because it's a limited series and Zendaya's up in theatrical world. I'd be very surprised if she would come down and do a limited series at this stage in her career, and the amount you'd have to pay her, would it be worth it? Because I mean, Hannibal was a hit, but it wasn't a hit. Like it wasn't a massive pop culture type of thing, but it was hit for what it was. It just wasn't a massive hit. So I'd be surprised she'd do it. I mean, I saw someone in the chat say, Clarissa, she said Kaylee Spaney. I think that fits more for Clarice Starling in my mind. Then again, Zendaya is a good actress. So I could be convinced on this. I'm more out on the Mads Mikkelsen as Lecter type of thing. I mean, the way Anthony Hopkins played Lecter on screen, you know what I'm saying? I just don't know if I'd be, but I know he's got to stay loyal to Mads, but
I don't know like that it would be like Fuller was talking about limited series because that's what Hannibal was.
Right, a series on NBC.
Like different limited series almost, tackling different books. So he, season 4 of the show was supposed to be the Silence of the Lambs, and that is what he envisioned her for.
Right.
I think she would do a limited series at this point. I don't think it's like beneath her or anything like that.
Really? Okay.
I do think that that these books are more likely to be rebooted for the big screen.
Yeah. Wouldn't you rather see that? I'd be down with that. Zendaya as Clarice Starling on the big screen. Hell yeah. Sign me up.
Yeah. Now I don't know that they'd let Bryan Fuller take control of that movie, or if they'd cast Mads again. They'd probably reboot it entirely. That's what I imagine. It'll be a full reboot of the IP, as good as Mads was in that role.
Yeah.
So then, I do think she'd be more likely to do a movie. Obviously, she has a relationship with Amazon MGM from Challengers. It's just like who would you cast around her? But I think she'd be a great anchor for it, and she could definitely play Clarice. Doesn't mean Kaylee Spaney's not a good idea,
right? Yeah.
But she doesn't put butts in seats necessarily, and Clarice is your lead, right? Hannibal Lecter's only on screen for minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So I love this comment from this guy. Mana Maleki left my ass on. Do you know that Zendaya is only part of ensemble these big movies? She has never led a big theatrical. I mean, I think that's so asinine to look at it that way, because she has been building to these moments where she will be, and she has been a lead in movies. And so making her the lead of a big theatrical movie is kind of the next step. And that's how it works in Hollywood for people who actually study Hollywood, study actors, see the progression of actors as they get bigger and bigger and big part of bigger and bigger projects. She led Challengers. That was her leading
Definitely the lead in Challengers.
Exactly. And you put her, she's essentially almost the co-lead of the last Dune movie. So this has been building. So I just think it's kind of asinine to not understand the progress of an actress and an actor as they build to this moment where they would lead a theatrical movie. That's kind of how it works.
Kaylee Spaney would do a good job playing the Clarice that Jodie Foster played.
Yes.
And I don't know that she would put her own spin on it in the way that Zendaya would. And I like what Bryan Fuller had to say about exploring race.
Right.
And Clarice's race. And I think it would be fascinating to see how Lecter would play on race and try to exploit that to his advantage somehow.
Yeah. So, yeah, he says he's still going at it. At first it was a hard no, then it was ask us later, then it was ask us again next year. It would be fantastic if they agreed. And having a race play a factor in Clarice's background in a way that race plays a factor in everybody's background, I think that would be an interesting exploration of the character. And I applaud Bryan Fuller for speaking about that openly, because nowadays everyone's crazy about DEI. I really appreciate that Bryan spoke about it openly, because it is something that factors into situations, and it'd be foolish to ignore that. So I agree with you. I think it would be interesting to explore it, but I'd rather see it on a big screen, as we were mentioning earlier. All right, anything more on this, Jeff? Shall we move on?
Yeah, I think we can roll.
Okay, let's roll this. So speaking of horror stuff, how about this? David F. Sandberg is set to direct an Amityville horror reimagining for Amazon MGM Studios. Following his video game adaptation of Until Dawn, he has inked a deal, Sandberg has, to tackle another beloved genre property, that is Amityville horror, for Amazon MGM. So do you like this situation? Do you like him being the one they choose to take a Amityville horror? And is there a real clamoring for Amityville horror reboot or reimagining, Jeff?
No.
Yeah.
No, there's not. I was never an Amityville guy. And I grew up on horror. Like, that was my thing. I just gravitated towards those movies. Didn't really love the Ryan Reynolds one. Now it's kind of become like a schlock franchise. I don't blame Amazon MGM for wanting to take another stab at it and reboot it. Again, that's why you're buying MGM, is to exploit the IP.
Yeah.
And horror has never been hotter, so now is the time to strike. But I would have tried to get like an auteur more on it, like an Ari Aster type.
Okay.
Or maybe have developed someone. Sandberg, his movies just don't do it for me. Like, I didn't care for Until Dawn. I don't really love like the Shazam stuff. Like he delivers slick product, but I think if you're looking to really like reinvent something and put like a fresh spin on it, he's not who I would go to.
Yeah, it's a weird situation because they redid it 20 years ago, if you guys can believe that, with Ryan Reynolds and Melissa George back in 2005. And I thought that was a bit of a reach for Ryan to try that, but clearly it showed that he wanted to expand what he could do as an actor. It didn't get received that well. And I agree with you. I don't know if there's a clamoring from Amityville horror, but if you look at how The Conjuring has done, maybe if you go that route, like that kind of energy, that kind of vibe, that kind of approach, maybe the Amityville horror reboot or reimagining could work. But I agree with you on Sandberg. Very, very hit or miss. And yeah, I mean, the first Shazam, sure, a lot of people liked it. It was sweet. Then that second Shazam, and then, other stuff he's done hasn't been quite as strong. So you wonder if this is more, they feel like this property isn't that strong, so they can safely put him on it and see what he can do with it, but they don't lose anything putting him on it and seeing what he can do. Because if he does do a good job with it, then they make a lot of money off of the situation with less cost being put into it. So yeah, could be interesting.
I feel like they could have hired somebody cheaper and just like more exciting with like, younger and more potential. And I don't know, Sandberg's had a few bites at the apple and it just hasn't really connected with me.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. All right. Speaking of The Conjuring, as I was talking about, how about this story about James Wan, Jeff? Apparently James Wan might be moving on from the Conjuring franchise here. He's only directed the first film and its 2016 sequel, but he's remained a producer and important creative partner for the franchise. But Warner Brothers deal requires the studio to credit Wan's production company, Atomic Monster, and all these things. But apparently at this point, he might be moving on from the franchise overall because they can't seem to settle on a deal. This is according to Puck News' Matt Baloney. He's heard of because any future spin-off, because unless they cut him a bigger check. So what is this? Is he making this move now because Conjuring Last Rites is doing so well? What do you think the reason is behind all this?
Yeah, I mean, they basically, again, are paying him as if this is a movie that's going to open at 40, but it opened at 83.
Yeah.
So he wants that blockbuster money, and I don't blame him. I don't see, I got some emails after my item about this in the last newsletter, and how people were like, listen, he was barely on set of Last Rites. Like, he barely had anything to do with it, and now he wants to get paid. Like, cut him loose. They don't need him.
Right.
I disagree with that. I think that they do need him, and it's not so much for his producing services as is his imprimatur, right?
Ooh.
These movies are sold on his name.
Yeah, sure.
And if you take that away and you take away Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, right? Because they probably recast those roles.
Yeah.
I just don't know that it has the same, like, I think people want to know that this is in like safe hands that like care about the franchise. So if you're losing your two leads, I think you got to hang on to Wan and pay him. You don't need to jump up. I think the Puck suggested he was going from like 25% to 50% of the gross. That's insane.
Yeah.
But I do think that he will get a raise. I think he earned a raise. I think he will get a raise. Why would you walk away from your baby? This is your baby.
Yeah. Good point, man. Yeah. By the way, everybody, we're at 285, 300 of you joining us right now live, but only 2 super chats. Just want to remind you all, supporting the show, send in your love, send in your Streamlabs and super chats as we go along. We want to answer them by the end of the show. What are your questions about things that are going on in the world of entertainment? Let us know from Jeff and I here as well. I think you're absolutely right. You say James Wan, he's so connected to the Conjuring situation. If he moves on, will it leave a bad taste in the mouth of fans? That's a question you have to consider going forward. As you said, losing the leads as well. But I mean, this is interesting because on the heels of this, we have a new series that is in the works at HBO Max here. The Conjuring series has been developed since 2023. It is ramping up. Deadline has confirmed that Nancy Won, W-O-N, from Tiny Beautiful Things, will serve as showrunner and executive producer. So it feels like they're moving on with this franchise one way or another here by developing all this stuff and ramping it up here, Jeff. Will this have any effect on the contract negotiations or the situation between James Wan and Warner Brothers?
The fact that it leaked out in the open, I mean, yeah, it may increase pressure for them to get a deal done. Again, I think it would be short-sighted of New Line to just like cast out James Wan because he's too expensive, given, that this is like a tentpole almost. I mean, it opened bigger than, right, like F1, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, I just would not blow up that relationship over something like this. You don't have to give in to his demands, but you give the guy a raise, and say thank you, and what's next?
Right. I mean, considering how much you just made off of this film, which was way beyond expectations, why wouldn't you want to do that? It makes sense for sure. All right, let's move on to this story, Jeff. What are your thoughts on this? Rumors abound here. Daniel RPK and others reporting that they're hearing that Scarlett Johansson is in talks, in negotiations to come back for a Jurassic World Rebirth sequel. She had said in promoting the movie that this was a one-off, that they were going to tell their story and be done with it. Do you think that the box office at $831 million and counting was enough to pull her back in? And do you think she'll have a bigger role to play beyond what she's played in the film? Do you think she'll have a bigger role behind this sequel? And do you think he'll come back, Gareth Edwards?
It's a good question on Gareth Edwards. I think that he will, because I think he did a good job. Like, people can have their issues with the movie, and I understand that. I understand like the kind of clumsy script, and I might get a different writer than David Koepp, to be honest. But Gareth Edwards held up his end of the bargain. I thought he delivered some pretty memorable action sequences that were pretty slick. I wasn't surprised to see Scarlett come back. If they're gonna, pay her, like the fact that they left, spoiler alert, they leave Mahershala Ali's character to survive at the end. All that to me indicated is like, oh, this cast is coming back. Like, they didn't want to kill him off sequel time. And 870 million, you can't argue with the results. This is still like a cash cow. It didn't gross $1 billion like the Pratt's movies did, but I think you account for that in the budget. I think this is probably the right move for Universal to run it back.
Do you think they go for a bigger name, though, director-wise? Do you think they go for bigger names to come into the cast? I mean, Rupert Friend or Jonathan Bailey, those were put butts in seats. So to me, I'm like, well, can you go even farther? What if you surround her with other A-list talent that's strong as well and bring them into the fold? Does this become the possibility of getting this thing into the $1 billion territory if they go that route?
I mean, I don't think that it needs more star power. The stars are the dinosaurs. That's why this franchise does so well. It's not to go see stars. It's to go see the fucking T-Rex. I think Jonathan Bailey was the best part of the last movie. I think that he, further endeared himself to the audience. People love Scarlett. They love Mahershala. I think the only thing that you could possibly do, since we've already brought back Sam Neill and Dern, and when we've already had that, they're back. Who hasn't come back is Chris Pratt.
Yeah, I guess you could bring him back. Yeah, Chris Pratt, Scarlett,
right? If you teamed up Pratt and ScarJo, that would be, the kind of, and he doesn't have to be in the whole movie. He could be in like half the movie or the last act or something.
Right.
So that's one way to do it. But Gareth, as far as a bigger director, no, I think Gareth Edwards is kind of right where this franchise should be and what it deserves.
Wouldn't Adam Wingard want to bite at this apple after his success with Godzilla Kong and stuff like that? Wouldn't you want to kind of open the door to Wingard or no?
I mean, I don't really care for his Godzilla movies. He could certainly handle something like this, I'm sure. But I want to see him continuing to make movies like Onslaught, which is said to be, a throwback to his earlier films. So I hope that he stays in that area for a little bit.
I would love Michael Bay to do it. What a way to bring Michael Bay back is to give him a Jurassic World film.
He's taken instruction from Steven Spielberg before with Transformers.
Yeah. So I kind of like this. All right, let's move on to some trailers here, Jeff. We had some new trailers that dropped this week. We had The Rip, the first trailer here with Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, under the direction of Joe Carnahan. What did you think of this trailer? Did you enjoy this? Did it work for you? You like the moodiness, the darkness of this? What are your thoughts, bud?
Did it work for me, John? The movie stars Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Yeah, it worked for me. Okay, I'm a boss boy. I'm loyal to my guys.
Yeah, but they're in Miami in this one.
I don't give a fuck where they are. They could be in Antarctica. They're still Matt and Ben. I still show up in support. I stand for them. I ride for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks like a blast. A bunch of dirty cops stumble upon millions at a stash house, and then word leaks, and they start not being able to trust each other, and then the criminal underworld starts coming after them. I think this looks really cool. Listen, Joe Carnahan is hit and miss, no question. But when he's on, he's fucking on. And I just love the kind of manly macho movies that he makes. Agreed. And I love he's working with these two guys. Narc is an all-timer.
Yeah.
It is not mentioned on a lot of critics lists and things like that. The best of the 90s or 2000, whatever fucking year it was. I forget. I think it was 2000 maybe. But great movie. And I really like Cop Shop. So hopefully Joe Carnahan, whose last movie nobody saw, Shadow Force, with Kerry Washington, who is not a movie star. Nobody saw that. I'm hoping for a comeback for Carnahan.
Yeah, Cop Shop was good. Boss Level was good. The Gray is one of my quietly favorite fucking man films ever. I thought his A-Team was unfairly vilified and should have done much better. Smoking Aces is a fun romp. And then you get to Narc. Yeah, Narc just out on 4K recently with a brand new adaptation with a whole bunch of new special features on it. Highly recommend people. It's on Arrow. I think you can get it. I think half off, $25. Normally a $50 4K. It is so worth it because that film is so fucking good. And I agree with you. He's more often hit than miss, in my opinion, but he can be hit or miss. But when he hits, it's a blast. And I agree with you on Cop Shop. That was so much fun to see that in the theaters. Gerard Butler doing a great job on a card. So this feels like this could be like Narc, like his best thing since Narc. It has that kind of energy to it. You got Sasha Calle in here, Catalina Sandino Moreno, Tiana Taylor, and Stephen Yeun is a good, strong cast to come in. And I agree with you, Jeff. Look, I love touchy-feely. I love films that explore race and explore gender discrimination, all that kind of shit. But I also love my man films that are gritty as fuck and get into the dirt of men.
Mean potatoes.
Yeah, mean potatoes. Yeah, go work out lift weights and shit. You want that fucking craziness going on. It's good to have a balance in those kinds of things. So I like that there's directors like Carnahan and Tim Miller and all these other directors that are still doing these kinds of movies. They are essential to feed the audience that wants to see them for sure. All right, let's see what. Oh yeah, we also got the trailer for today. I did a reaction to it. It's up on the channel right now. I reacted to the first official trailer for Christy. What did you think, Jeff? A good 2.5 minute trailer with a good amount of Sydney Sweeney in this 2.5 minute trailer. I meant to say Ben Foster, and I don't know who's playing Don King, but he's fantastic. What did you think of this trailer, man?
Yeah, I also was unsure who was playing Don King, but I thought it looked really good.
Yeah.
I think she is going to get an Oscar nomination. I mean, depending on how Black Bear handles the rollout in the campaign.
Right.
But it looks like a total transformation for her. And kind of like this year's I, Tonya.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it reminds me of an abusive husband and that kind of thing.
Oh, it looks like Chad L. Coleman is playing Don King, he was Cuddy in The Wire. If you guys remember The Wire, he was Cuddy in The Wire. And he was unrecognizable. I didn't even. He's in the Orville. I think he was in The Walking Dead for a few episodes.
Walking Dead. I mean, he's best known. Not best known. I hate to say this, but he had the meltdown on the subway.
Oh, that's right. Ooh, that's right. Oh shit, that's right. But yeah, I thought Ben, as unrecognizable as Sydney Sweeney is, and look, she got her body type, Christy's body type, the stocky body type. They totally made her look just like Christy Martin. Thought it was fantastic. Had shades of monster, like what Charlize did to herself, to look like what Eileen Wuornos in that film. But then Ben Foster looked completely unrecognizable, and clear they're gonna tackle the domestic violence stuff. They're gonna tackle her love affairs. They're gonna tackle all kinds of stuff that I think is really interesting. The only negative is that I didn't see much of Katie O'Brien, just her running with her near the end. So maybe there's more with her down the road. Maybe they didn't want to spoil that just yet. But dude, I'm surprised this didn't get a distributor yet. This looks good. I'm shocked.
Black Bear's going to handle it himself, and now they produced the movie and they just launched a theatrical distribution division. I don't know if they're handling it themselves because they didn't get offers. They announced it before the festival, I believe. So I thought that they would wait to see what the festival response was and put it on the block. And if they didn't find a buyer that, met their price, that they'd just do it themselves. But, I think it's probably smart if you're going to go to the trouble of launching a division, paying, distribution execs. Yeah. You gotta give them a movie to distribute with, actual potential. And so I understand, hanging on to this one and doing it themselves.
What about the Hugh Jackman, Kate Hudson one? Did you get a chance to see that Song Sung Blue trailer that dropped earlier this week? Basically a Neil Diamond tribute band, but Hugh Jackman is a Vietnam War veteran dealing with his own PTSD and his troubles, and she's a frustrated housewife who wants to kind of establish herself in the world. What do you think of this one? This was surprisingly touching for me. What do you think?
Best Picture sleeper potential.
Are you fucking around or are you being serious?
For a nomination.
Seriously? You're seriously thinking?
I am dead serious.
Wow. Really?
I think it has sleeper potential to be nominated.
Get out of here.
I think it looks really good. I think he looks great. I think it's probably going to be her best role since Almost Famous.
Almost Famous, yeah.
They could all get Globe nods.
Yeah.
I think this is going to sneak up on some people, kind of like, Better Man did.
Right.
Granted, that movie, didn't do well at the box office and all that. It was way more expensive than this Neil Diamond movie. But yeah, I think there's a reason Focus is putting this out on Christmas Day.
Oh yeah, because they want to get the families in there and get people responding to it.
I think it's good. That's probably.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, I was out in the first 30 seconds. I was like, oh, this is ridiculous. This is not my jam. He doesn't look like Neil Diamond at all. What are we doing? And
not
then
like Diamond.
Yeah. But when it made the turn, I was like, boom, 100% in by the end of the trailer. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Anything else? Any other trailers? Any other trailers dropped for you this week that you want to highlight? Anything else that you want to talk about that I might have missed? Trailers wise.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, what about this story? This broke just an hour ago. Go ahead. What?
Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Yes, I was just going to ask you about that. Please talk about it. They've indefinitely postponed the second season on this. Prime Video has. Do you think that means it's dead?
It feels dead only because Francesca Sloan just signed on a few minutes later to do season 3 of Big Little Lies.
Oh, wow.
So it's like they've basically given up with her. Right. I don't know if Donald is going to write it with somebody else or if someone else is going to take over.
Yeah.
But the fact that news came out back to back, season 2 delayed indefinitely, Francesca Sloan working on season 3 of Big Little Lies and signs a deal at HBO. Not a coincidence, probably.
Yeah.
They said that there was trouble with casting, which I don't really understand. They had their leads, and they're the ones who suffer the most here.
Yeah.
Because Edelstein, who was in Anora, which won Best Picture,
right?
And Sophie Thatcher, who had a ton of heat coming off of Heretic and a bunch of other things,
right?
They have been holding slots.
Yeah,
I think since February. This was supposed to go earlier this year, then it got moved to summer, then it got pushed to fall, and this whole time they've just been blocked off waiting for the show to start, and it hasn't. So they kind of got screwed in all this.
Yeah.
Now, Deadline mentioned a whole range of guest stars who I thought were kind of interesting. Half of them were Nepo babies, by the way. It was Scorsese's kid, Ethan Hawke's kid.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that was a comment on something. But what was interesting to me, and I don't, this isn't out there, and I'll elaborate in the newsletter, but Donald was coming back. Same with Maya, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they were both coming back.
Right.
They would have been the leads for half the season. So when I say that Edelstein and Thatcher were the new Mr. and Mrs. Smith, that is true. but that only would have lasted about half a season.
Oh, interesting. Kind of like the Lashana Lynch thing where they were like, oh, she might be taking over Bond, but in fact, Craig is still coming back to play Bond. Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, just odd to see that that's this decision now, because this definitely feels like it's dead now. If people are moving on and they can't quite put it together, so and I don't know that the public is clamoring for a second season loudly enough that this would be something that would affect them if it didn't happen.
It let too much time pass, right?
Yeah.
It may just be better to just leave it where it was, and I mean, I'm sure Donald is looking to do something else too. I really like Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I thought it was terrific, but it wouldn't shock me if this was in fact over.
Yeah, for sure.
It wasn't a cheap show either.
No, I can't imagine that it was. One more thing here, just also breaking here, Jeff. The Puck's Matt Baloney is reporting that the Beatles movies, quote, are said to be costing about $100 million each. That's $400 million plus in total, a price tag that rivals the biggest studio best of the past decade. Rothman, however, is betting on Mendes. What do you think about this, Jeff? $100 million per Beatles film, $400 million plus total. Do you buy it? Do you think this is true? And does this make sense?
Absolutely buy it. And I think that it goes hand in hand, right, with Kim Masters reporting later in the Puck newsletter just about like the Rothman succession race.
Yeah, right.
This does kind of feel like the kind of balls on the table, like all in, pushing the chips all in move that you make before maybe you relinquish control of the studio. Like if it's like, hey, I don't know how much longer I'm going to get to be in one of the greatest jobs in the world. I'm, the oldest studio head by far. Let's make a big bet, and then I ride off into the sunset if it's a success. I think it's a great gamble. I mean, they're the biggest band in the world, right?
Yes.
So seems like a good bet to make. And they didn't spare any expense in terms of casting, in terms of Mendes, and I like it.
Yeah. I like it too, obviously, because I'm a Beatles fan. I like that they're going to sink money to get this authentically right so that it feels like it wasn't made on the cheap or a quick cash grab to take advantage of people's fandom. They're actually sinking good money into this to spend to make it look authentic, make it look good, to get the right actors involved, to get everything just as professional as possible. And so even if it doesn't work, at least they put their best foot forward, and that's exciting on so many levels.
We do have some breaking news, as noted in the chats. Yes, the Wall Street Journal reports that Paramount Skydance is preparing a majority cash bid for Warner Brothers, back to the Ellison family. The bid will be for the entire company, including its cable networks and movie studio. Pretty crazy. Pretty fucking nuts. Wasted no time. It's been a few weeks.
Jesus Christ. So they would own Paramount and Warner Brothers, the Ellison family?
Under this arrangement, yeah. They'd have to figure out what to do, maybe the cable stuff, but
okay. I got to tell you, can we talk honestly about this? Because I want to talk honestly about this.
Yeah, of course.
Then my reaction to this is fucking insane and terrifying, because I know what their point of view is, and I know the direction they're going to go with this nonsense, and I know the reason they want control of this stuff is to pump out certain kind of content. I don't think this is going to affect James Gunn at all, because I think James Gunn leans a certain way already, to a degree, and so I think DC will be fine if they make this move, and I wouldn't be surprised if Ellison hasn't already been talking to Gunn behind the scenes or through intermediaries to verify this possibility and see if he's still cool to stay aboard if they do it. Not be surprised. And Safran too. Would not be surprised at all. But that being said, I don't like the idea of one fucking company owning multiple movie studios, because that means they can decide what kind of content gets pumped out there and the kind of content that gets pumped out there. So that concerns me. And today or yesterday, Ellison was officially tabbed as richer than Elon Musk, the richest person in the world, Larry Ellison. And so,
yeah, what a day! They were. It's like they were waiting for him to pass Elon. I mean, do you think that he would own 2 studios, or do you think that he would just combine them? And if he combined them, what do you?
Oh, Jesus, combined is even worse.
I mean, how do you run 2 movie studios? Like you'd have to combine them.
I guess you're right. You'd have to combine them. Jesus. Well, that's more jobs lost.
Yeah.
And
sure.
then there's less films being made, right? And there's less of a footprint. And but this also signifies like the not the death of film, but certainly the contraction of film. And that's scary. I mean, I get Sherry doing it because Sherry wants that money and she's got her own health issues and she wants this kind of like sell high at the highest point. Zaslav's been waiting to do this. We know Zaslav's political bent. Ellison and him vibe politically. So it would not surprise me if he does this.
Is this the death of Hollywood? Is that what we're watching in real time? Or are we watching its rebirth?
Well, what is it going to be reborn into? Is it going to be a Pet Cemetery rebirth where the cat shows up and it ain't the cat you thought it was, and it's a much more violent, vicious cat? Or is it going to be a rebirth into a better version of itself, which I would seriously doubt with Ellison in charge of things? I just would doubt it. I think this is – go ahead. Sorry, Jeff. Sorry.
No, you go.
And I think this is the choking out. This is the choking out of DEI. This is the choking out of any kind of liberal, progressive points of views in films. It's very possible that they start choking it out one by one, step by step. Disney's already been intimidated by it, and you see it happening across the board. And now this is depressing on so many levels. And it's sad. It's sad to see this happening because they are going to push their points of views on the things. And that's going to break my heart. What's Star Trek going to look like? All white? It's going to be an all white cast?
I love that. That's like your first thing. It's like Paramount's going to buy Warner Brothers. What are we going to get? An all white Star Trek?
I mean, I've literally been talking for 5 minutes, so it wasn't the first thing I said, but go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
As far as concerns,
yeah.
I mean, will this happen? That's the question. Will the FCC allow it to happen? It seems
yes, they will. Unlikely. Well, you think it's unlikely?
I mean, it seems like it would.
Jeff, come on. I love you, man, but don't be naive. If it's Ellison who's in bed with Trump and Trump has the FCC doing everything he wants it to do, they will absolutely approve the situation, just like they approved the CBS or the Paramount thing. This will absolutely get approved. There'll be no hesitation. They'll fucking do it.
Well, they can't actually make the bid till next year, but
he's in for another 3 years. So
this has obviously been widely speculated. We've talked about it before. Only now it seems to be official, coming from the Wall Street Journal. Yeah, pretty nuts. Wild, crazy days we're living in.
Yeah. We have to find another job. Oh well, this late in the or wait, maybe there becomes a renaissance of pro-woke YouTubers that now take the place of anti-woke YouTubers, and we become the rebellion. We become the people calling out these studios. We become the people ridiculing those fucking clowns up there. I would 100% welcome that as a switching of power in the game. That would be amazing.
It's time for the Jamie's Notes portion of the show, where Jamie would like to note that if anybody comes back for Jurassic anything, it'd be a one-armed Sam Jackson.
Hey, nice.
He could have survived. All we saw was an arm.
Right.
And he'd also like to note that if Sophie Thatcher is now available post Mr. and Mrs. Smith and whatnot, would she make a good Clarice Starling?
I like that idea.
Yeah, I kind of like it too. That's why I mentioned it. I don't bring up Jamie's bad ideas. I let those sit on my phone. Those are both good ideas.
How big is the stack of his bad ideas? No offense, Jamie. Just busting your balls. All right. Well, anyway, we'll see what happens. But I think dollars to donuts is totally going to happen. All right. Well, Smashing Machine. Let's talk about this, Jeff. Right now, there has been a box office report come out here on Deadline. I see it that it is tracking to hit $20 million when it hits on theaters on October 3rd as an opening. That's pretty good for a movie like this, Jeff. an R-rated A24 movie starring Dwayne Johnson as an MMA fighter with Emily Blunt. The reactions out of Venice were not as strong as TIFF. More mixed reactions. Still praise for The Rock, but the film
other way around.
Oh, sorry. The reactions out of TIFF were not as strong as the Venice reactions. There's still praise for The Rock, but the film itself kind of mixed. And some people actually miffed at the Venice reactions to the movie. So you're seeing it today. Where are you at on this?
I mean, again, I think it looks really good. I believe in Benny Safdie. I'm down for an unconventional biopic. I think Dwayne looks great, and I think the other guy, Ryan Bader.
Yeah,
I think he looks fantastic too. I'm going to be watching with an eye on him. But yeah, I would believe the Oscar buzz. I don't know if he's going to win, but it seems like he could certainly get his first nomination. It seems to me more likely than Adam Sandler getting one for Uncut Gems.
Oh yeah, but what about the $20 million opening? Does that surprise you? Does that?
No, because I mean they always looked at this as a commercial play, even more than an awards play. I feel
right.
Like they're going to be partnering with UFC.
Yeah. Of course,
really promote the hell out of this. And yeah, they spent a fair amount on this biopic. I mean, there are two big stars in it, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, 20 would be a really good start for something like this. And I think it takes advantage of both Dwayne's audience and that UFC audience.
Yeah, which is a big crossover audience. Let's be honest, Dwayne has a big crossover audience there for sure because of his movies. All right, well, let's hit this one. Let's talk about this, buddy. We talked a little bit about the Sphere situation last week, but there's more to add to this. Apparently, this is going to the film is making a lot of money. The Wizard of Oz, they're screening in the Sphere. Apparently it's reaching $200 million. And the overall profit of the Wizard of Oz screenings there in the Sphere, the gross profit will get to over $500 million in 2026 at this point. And now there's talk about other films possibly being screened in the Sphere in this way with AI. The Harry Potter films and Disney titles like Star Wars could be part of this whole situation. And for those of you who don't know, the Sphere is putting Wizard of Oz there. It's only it's cut down to an hour, but they've added some AI scenes to this whole thing, and it's caused an uproar amongst people against AI. But clearly, the public is showing you that they were excited for this kind of thing. So, what are your thoughts on this, Jeff? And do you think it's absolutely going to expand upon Potter and Star Wars?
The movie has been cut down to an hour?
Yeah, they've cut the movie down to an hour.
I had no idea about that. That's wild. And they still managed to fit in a David Zaslav and James Dolan cameo.
Yeah,
crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the future. I think people want these immersive experiences. They want, they've been going to the theater for how many decades now, right? What is the evolution of that? What does that look like? I haven't been to the Sphere yet. By all accounts, it sounds like it's a really memorable experience. Yeah, it is pricey. But again, people are willing to pay a premium for something that they're going to remember, right? Whether that's a concert ticket. I mean, shit, how many people did I see this week shell out $300-$400 easy for Oasis?
For Oasis, yeah.
So, yeah, I think Star Wars is a layup, but just an absolute no-brainer. You can see what the Sphere would look like if Star Wars was playing there. Imagine all the imagery that would be on the outside of it. And Harry Potter also seems like a great idea. I don't know which one would be first.
Right.
But the fact that, Warner Brothers let Sphere do something with Wizard of Oz, I think, shows that they have a good relationship. It wouldn't surprise me to see The Matrix as well. The Matrix was just Cosm.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it just seems like a natural progression.
Yeah. And just to clarify for the question you were asking me about, the film itself originally is 102 minutes. So an hour and 42. They cut it down to an hour and 15. It's only 75 minutes. So over an hour, but still not the full. So you don't get the full film, but still people are paying like $100 to $200 to $300 to $400 for a ticket to see the movie, to see this experience. I guarantee you, if you do Star Wars, they'll make $1 billion off this thing because people want to come from all over the world to see this kind of stuff. So, and Potter too, like I said, depending on the movies. And maybe they're already planning that to take advantage of the film of the show being released right around the same time as the Potter film is possibly being released.
And Willy Wonka's next.
Wonka's next?
I think so. I think Willy Wonka's next.
Wow. Won't that be something? Okay, I think that's everything. Unless you want to talk about this guy and his ridiculous comments. I know he's your boy, but do you want to move on to Stephen King, or do you want to talk about his comments?
What did Glenn say?
All right, let me tell you what Glenn said. Glenn said that and this was his GQ magazine. By the way, go and get your boy, because that photo shoot was fucking ridiculous. But he said a new cover story that the industry's preference for brooding or dark types like Christian Bale and Twilight-era Robert Pattinson left him on the outs when it came to casting big roles. But he said Chris Pratt changed things. Here's his quote. I remember when Chris Pratt broke out in Guardians of the Galaxy. There's no doubt it really helped not being brooding or dark. Like, I'm not Christian Bale. Christian Bale has a gravitas and a weight, and Pattinson had his thing. And when Pratt kind of appeared on the scene where he was doing things that were a little more silly and buoyant, okay, that's where I feel most at home. And that's where I feel like I had a gear that is necessary flavor in terms of Hollywood and not a gear that a lot of guys can play. My man, what the fuck is he talking about? Shall I show you through Bruce Willis, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jean-Claude Van Damme? There's so many action heroes who were funny and buoyant as well throughout the series. What is he talking about?
Yeah, but you just named a bunch of guys whose heyday was really like the 80s and early 90s. Like, I definitely think that Glenn is correct in seeing that they did go to like this brooding, darker hero. And I can see why in his mind Pratt was the guy who changed things. I don't think it's completely off base. I get what you're saying. That
wasn't Will Smith around in the 90s and 2000s?
Wasn't anything new. He wasn't like an original, but he was refreshing, which is why I think that Guardians did so well.
I mean, Dwayne Johnson was around in the 2000s doing his humorous, The Rundown, all these things he was the star of. To make Will Smith was still doing films. Tom Cruise still doing films in 2000. So I think he's a bit off base. I get where he's coming from, but I think he's a little bit off base on this. But whatever. He's repping for his MAGA, bro. What can you do?
And the photo shoot again. He's promoting. He's promoting a comedy.
What happened? You have a dog or something? What happened?
No, I felt something on my knee, and then I saw it shoot across the rim.
What?
Yeah, it was a rubber band that I keep on my desk. It must have just like cracked and split, and it fucking shot out over there. I was like, what the fuck? He's promoting Chad Powers, right? It's a comedy, so I think he's trying to show that he has a sense of humor. Like it's not time for a steamy beefcake photo shoot in GQ.
I guess so. Still got those abs in there though, didn't he? Anyway, I like the guy. I cheer for the guy, but some of the stuff he says. All right, let's move on to our Stephen King movies draft, Jeff. We got time for this one? You got time for this one?
I got time, baby. I'll make the time.
All right. And just to let you guys know, to update you on the Super Chats, we're only up to 9. Let's go, people. Send in your love. Streamlabs Super Chats. The address is right above Jeff's head. It's also pinned in the chats in the description of the video as well. Please send in your love. Send in your questions.
People, we got to eat.
We got to eat. We only have 9. Come on, guys. Get us to at least 50, for fuck's sake. Come on.
At least 50.
Let's get to
25. 50. Let's start with 25.
All right, let's get to 25. Fine. Let's start with 25 and then work our way to 50.
You guys better have a lot to say about the Stephen King draft.
Yeah, let's get into it. The Stephen King movies draft. Jeff and I, we do these drafts here on the channel, or on the show rather, and have fun talking about these movies, breaking them down. I feel like this is a top-heavy draft again, Jeff, but we'll see if there's some surprises for both of us that make our lists. How do you want to do this?
I mean, standard 1 to 10, 10 picks each.
All right.
You can either get you got the first pick for Spike Lee. So
you should go first if I give it to you. I hand it off to you. Do you want to go first or second?
I will go first.
Okay.
And we're going to keep it to films, right? No television?
No television. Films only.
Okay. All right.
What's wrong with you? You know how we do this.
Here we go. For the first pick.
All right, go ahead.
Stephen King film adaptation draft.
Okay.
I have to go with perhaps the most obvious selection. Stanley Kubrick's The Shining.
Damn.
I had to do it. Jack Nicholson's amazing in that movie.
Yeah.
Duvall, it still holds up all these years later. It's just so weird and bizarre and creepy and fucked up, and I love it.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. And even that accompanying documentary is worth a watch for me. Room 237. I've watched that quite a few times because how much I enjoy The Shining. Arguably, Nicholson was never better before or after. You could argue that legitimately with his performance there. All right. So then I get 2 and 3 next, right? Okay. So of course I'm going to take the other, what I think is consensus number 1 in a lot of people's lists, and that would be Shawshank Redemption. Have to go with that as my first choice. I think it's such an amazing film. Tim Robbins, Morgan Freeman became a TNT staple and became a massive beloved film because of it. Yeah, great stuff. And then my third or the second pick, I guess, for me, I guess I'll have to take Misery. I'll have to take Misery off the board. I know that's the way I have to hurt Jeff, is taking Misery off the board. James Caan, Kathy Bates. Bates still doing it. That Matlock season, a lot of fun to see her in that on CBS on Paramount Plus. But like, we recently did this on the Cinephiles, and it was an amazing thing to explore this movie again. It is so well done, and such an unusual thing for Rob Reiner to do so well, and he nailed it. So yeah.
So I can't take it right now.
You could if you wanted to, but which one? Part 1 or part 2?
Like the miniseries. Like, is that off limits because it's television?
If you want to do it, I guess we'll concede and let you do it, because I think a lot of people won't be upset about that. So but it doesn't mean that now it is off the table. I just want to make it clear. If you just choose,
you could do the Muschietti one if you're a fan of that. But to me, you could rent it at a Blockbuster Video.
Okay. Yes, you can. So
right? You couldn't like just rent television shows willy-nilly, really. I mean, maybe later once DVD came around, but like,
fair point.
We all remember the 2 VHS It.
Yes.
And I consider it a movie.
Okay.
So if you will let me have it,
yeah,
I will take it, the original miniseries, which is just something that is scarred on my brain. And I think Tim Curry is amazing in it. And yeah, I can't shake that one. So that's going to be the 4th pick.
Yeah, good choice there. I like that choice. You're right. Tim Curry's fantastic in that movie. And shout out to Tim Curry. I saw him recently in an interview, of course, with all his physical ailments, still as sharp as ever when delivering comments to questions from interviewers. All right. So then I'm going to go. Damn, man. Yeah, I got to go with this one. I got to go with Stand By Me.
Ah, damn it. Oh, it hurt to lose that.
It was between you got to choose. Yeah, I have to go with this one.
I probably should have done that for my 4th pick. I blew it. I probably should have waited on the mini series.
Yeah, I was never going to choose that one. Yeah, Stand By Me. What a film. All 4 of those kids, of course, Rivers passed on, but all 4 of those kids still leaving footprints in the world of Hollywood, including Kiefer. So just great stuff. And it's great to revisit that one because it's such a moving film. And Daniel Stern's voiceover is so good in the narration of it all. Richard Dreyfuss, rather. It's so good, man.
Shit, that broke my heart. I thought I was going to be able to sneak that past you.
Nice try. I grew up on that, bro.
I know. That's going to haunt me. Oh, God. Can't believe this is going to be on the internet forever. Wow. I am on tilt right now.
I broke him.
I'm gonna go with the original Carrie.
Oh, good choice, man. Yeah. Sissy Spacek, John Travolta, Karen Allen. Good choice, man. I can't even talk.
I had to get one of like the classics. Oh man, no, I like your squad. I like your squad a lot. You've done well.
After the last draft, when I got smoked on the Spike Lee one, I had to come a little stronger today. All right, I'm going to go with one that's a personal favorite. Because I just even rewatched about 30 minutes of it the other night on Pluto, and that is The Dead Zone. I love Dead Zone. I love Christopher Walken in The Dead Zone. I think it's one of my favorite performances of his entire career. And there's such a prescient nature to Dead Zone nowadays when you watch it that it's truly unsettling. But it's almost like 3 films in one. Before he gets this power, when he gets the power and loses his parents, and then after that, the ramifications of all of it. So I think it's a fascinating film. Him and Brooke Adams, great chemistry. And Martin Sheen, never more villainous than he was in that role in Dead Zone. So yeah, that's mine.
Okay, Dead Zone is also a good pick. Oh,
Yeah.
shit, man. You're doing good. All right, let me write that down here. What do I do next? This is where shit gets tricky. All right, I'm going down the list. One second here. 1 second. I've got ideas. Okay. I'm gonna go with.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't let this one go. All right. Needful Things.
Ooh, the Ed Harris one.
Needful Things, Max von Sydow. I thought that was so fucked up as a kid. Just somebody coming to town and wreaking havoc on this town and turning neighbor against neighbor. Ed Harris was fantastic in it. I just love the vibe of this one. So
yeah, I agree with you, bro. I remember reading that book 4 or 5 times one summer. It was so good. And the adaptation, I think, works really well. People don't give it enough love, for God's sakes. All right, so I'm going to go with one of my personal favorites, another personal favorite, and that's The Green Mile. I really love The Green Mile. Is it slightly overlong? Yes, a little melodrama or maudlin at the end with jingles and the old Tom Hanks. Yes, but everything with Michael Clark Duncan is a goddamn revelation and so moving and touching. And I love everything that happens with the guards there as well. And David Morse, who quietly never gets enough love for his work as an actor and should be revered much more than he is. And Tom Hanks, incredible. So yeah, Green Mile.
Now, if we're counting it, can we also count The Stand? Is that a movie?
The Jimmy Smits one, or which one?
Yeah, the original 90s miniseries. It was also the same thing set over.
Sure, man. I'll give it to you because you need it after the Stand By Me situation.
I really do. Okay, I'm going to take the Stand miniseries as well.
Anything you want to say on it? You just want to take it? Anything you want to say?
I just again remember as a kid, this was the most epic conflict between good and evil, and Gary Sinise was so fucking good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wish that the reboot had been better. I know they're doing another one now. They're just trying to work on a movie.
Yeah.
But, yeah, for some reason, I just think that 90s miniseries will be hard to top.
Yeah, fair point. All right, now, since you left it on the board, I am absolutely going to take It Part 1, the Muschietti movie. That movie scared the living hell out of me. I was hanging off the ceiling of the movie theater watching that movie the whole time because I am just a fraidy cat when it comes to scary movies, and I thought he nailed it. The second part, not so much, but the first part, absolutely one of the best films I've ever seen, horror film-wise, and I thought Muschietti killed it. So, yeah, and everybody involved, the young actors as well, were so good.
It was a very well cast movie. Chapter 1 is definitely better than Chapter 2.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go with Sometimes Dead is Better. Pet Cemetery. Give me Pet Cemetery from
the 1980s one, or
yeah,
the
OG.
Respect. Well, I'm surprised you haven't taken this one, so I'm going to put it on there because we've both seen it, so it does qualify, right? So I'm going to take The Long Walk.
That's allowed. Absolutely.
Yeah. We've both seen it, so we can rank it correctly for ourselves.
Interesting. You must have really liked it.
I did. I really liked The Long Walk. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it. I would actually go see it again, and I rarely want to do that with films like that. But yeah, this one was a good one. Yeah, we've talked about it already on the show, so I need to go on about it. Go ahead. What's your next one?
Give me that crazy rabid dog, Cujo.
Okay.
Cujo, that slobbering Saint Bernard. He was scary as a kid.
He was. Yes, he was. I still have a fear of dogs because of Cujo.
It's been a while since I saw that one.
Okay, so I'm going to go, and I can't believe I'm taking this away from you because I know Glen Powell's your boy, but I got to go with the original Running Man. Come on. I got to go with that one. Schwarzenegger, Maria Conchita Alonso, back when they didn't put Latinas in the leads of movies. And it's, I really, and I was a big Family Feud fan. So Richard Dawson was at that time for me. Seeing him in a movie like this was just fantastic. Of course, Jesse the Body and other people as well, but Schwarzenegger at the peak of leading vehicles, man. This was a fun movie. So there you go.
Okay. going down the list here.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with. This is an underrated movie.
Okay.
Doesn't get its due.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite King books. I haven't read a whole bunch of King books, but I did read this one. And that is The Dark Half.
Oh, yeah. The Timothy Hutton one, right?
Timothy Hutton, that's right. And Amy Madigan, who was just in Weapons. It's about an author with an alter ego, and it was just very fucked up. I really like it.
Yeah, I like that one as well. All right. Well, I'm going to go with another Kathy Bates one. I'm going with Dolores Claiborne. I really enjoyed that movie. Her and Jennifer Jason Leigh, and David Strathairn is, oh my God, is he such a villain in that movie with the way he treats her and the brutality of it all. Confronting domestic violence in the way they did in that movie was really powerful. And I thought Kathy Bates and Jennifer Jason Leigh were just great chemistry as mother and daughter, man. So highly recommend that one. Doesn't get as much love as Misery, and I think it's an excellent film.
Good movie.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're getting thin here.
We're in the weeds now.
I'm gonna go.
Is this your last selection? Is this 10?
I have two more. I have two.
Okay.
So for this one, I'm gonna go with He Who Walks Behind the Rose. Give me Children of the Corn.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Nice choice, bud. Nice choice. Nice choice.
I'm trying to score some points in the back half of this draft after won the first half.
Well, I've never seen The Mist, and I still have yet to see Dr. Sleep, so I can't put that on my list, just to let you guys know. So I'm going to finish off my choice. I think it's my 10th choice. I'm going to finish off my choices with a film I saw back in the 80s, sitting on the left side of the movie theater in Springfield Mall, and loving the hell out of it, and that's Creepshow. I thoroughly loved Creepshow. Was it Ted Danson or Larry? Yeah, Ted Danson getting buried into his head, in the sand in his head because he's cheating with Leslie Nielsen's wife. I was such a fan of Creepshow, and I've always gone back to watch it. So that is my choice there to round out my Stephen King adaptations.
All right. Let me see here.
Yeah, good suggestions, Clarissa. Christine, Gerald's Game. I haven't seen Christine or Gerald's Game.
So there are three that are in the mix for this last pick, and
okay.
One is Christine, one is Firestarter.
Oh yeah, Drew Barrymore.
But I think I am gonna go with Gerald's Game for my last pick.
Okay.
There's a reason that I don't let anybody handcuff me. All right, I can be a kinky motherfucker, but I don't play with handcuffs. I've seen so many movies.
Oh my!
Where this proves to be a bad idea. So Gerald's Game, if you haven't seen it, a crazy premise. This, older couple goes to like a remote cottage to spice up their sex life. The guy takes a little boner pills, a little boner medication, to put on a good show. And then he has a heart attack and drops dead while she's handcuffed to the bed.
Oh, damn.
It's a pretty wild movie. And Paul Gugino is fantastic in it. So, yeah, this was actually a well-done Netflix King adaptation.
Oh, shit. I might have to watch that one. Okay.
All right. So, to recap, my squad is The Shining, the It miniseries, The Stand miniseries, Carrie, Needful Things, Pet Cemetery, Cujo, The Dark Half, Children of the Corn, and Gerald's Game. John, do you want me to read your list, or do you have?
Yeah, I'll do it. And my list here is The Shawshank Redemption, Misery, Stand By Me, The Dead Zone, The Green Mile, It Chapter 1, The Long Walk, The Running Man, Dolores Claiborne, and Creepshow. Those are my 10.
Pretty good draft, I think. Again, other than my I should have gone Stand By Me over It miniseries and waited on that one. Pretty good draft. I think you win.
Well, the fact that we got 20 movies out of Stephen King that we can choose and still be proud of our lists, I think speaks volumes of how much this guy has influenced Hollywood. And we still left off 20 to 30 other films.
Actually, we'll draft the 20 worst Stephen King. There's plenty of bad ones too.
Maximum Overdrive would be my number one. Oh, I hated that movie.
Yeah, I didn't care for The Mist or Dr. Sleep.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. That's our Stephen King movies draft. Go see The Long Walk. It's out in theaters now. Let us know what you thought about it. Of course, Jeff will have his review. I'll have mine up tomorrow for sure, or later tonight, depending on how I feel about making videos today. But let's move on to the questions, Jeff. We only have 12 super chats, so we'll get through them as quickly as we can. And if you guys want to keep sending stuff in as we go along, please do. You want to keep us on the air. The way to do that is to send in your Streamlabs and super chat so we stay on the air until 12 o'clock. We will see. Alexander Svensson says, what's Matthew Vaughn up to? Is he ever going to get another Kingsman movie made? Why would you want him to get another Kingsman movie? Jeff?
Yeah, I don't really need to see any more Kingsman movies as much as I love Taron Egerton. Matthew Vaughn, yeah, he's been messing around with like the Chris Hemsworth like stuntman movie or something. Like,
oh yeah,
he's been doing some experimental stuff overseas, and I'm very curious to see what happens with it. But yeah, he's always around. I think he's a really talented director. I really like Matt Vaughn, and hopefully he'll wind up with another blockbuster. Perhaps one day. Maybe if Gareth Edwards leaves Jurassic, like Matthew Vaughn could be an interesting choice to come in and do something like that. I don't know if that's really his bag, but
right, interesting. According to IMDb, he's got 7 movies in production or pre-production or completed. School Fight being the one that's completed, so he ain't lacking for work in terms of projects. So. Gabriel LaRue says, super random question for Jeff. What's up with Vin Diesel's Hannibal movie? Feels like it was announced 10 years ago. Is it development hell or canceled? Oh.
Yeah, that seems like development hell for me. I don't think that was ever going to happen. I mean, a Hannibal movie, like the Conqueror with Vin Diesel, that just didn't make sense. So I don't think we'll ever see it.
Yeah. All right. There you go. All right. Makes sense. Ragin Clyde says, hi guys, can't watch live but still want to support. Also, thank you, Ragin. What are some of your favorite found footage movies? Huge fan of As Above, So Below here. Thanks. Found footage movie. I'll look these up. Go ahead, Jeff. Do you have any that come to mind?
I don't love As Above, So Below. I don't know that this would count as a found footage movie. Maybe it does. But I think Chronicle is fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Chronicle is great.
It's a shame sort of what happened with Josh Trank in his career because I think that movie is just like such an impressive debut.
Yeah. I mean, Cloverfield is in the mix for sure. Obviously Blair Witch, which launched it all. I mean, I would argue End of Watch is kind of like a found footage movie, right? I mean, you're seeing it through the body cams of these 2 police officers or the cams in their car. So that has a found footage vibe to it. What about What We Do in the Shadows? That's more documentary, though, isn't it, Jeff, than found footage?
Yeah,
mockumentary or whatever. So, yeah, I think those are some of them for sure that come to mind that I thoroughly enjoyed. But Cloverfield, that's in the top. Callie Kid, I love your show. Thank you, Callie. Great to see you. Cody Bishop says, John, love your glasses. What is the brand and make? Tumi, T-U-M-I. I got them at Costco. That's right, Costco. I also got my Gucci glasses at Costco. So don't knock Costco. They got some good stuff there. So yeah, that's my brand. I like it. And it was cheaper than going to those fucking eyeglass places. Wacky Wally 8, too early for drinking. Enjoy your show.
What do you mean? It's 5 p.m. somewhere, Wally.
Come on, Wally, get on it. Alan Smithy says, morning, guys. Will one battle after another be a box office hit? It doesn't look like a big screen movie, even though it's VistaVision. Why is this weird stoner character going to have mass appeal? What is your favorite PTA movie? Yeah, Jeff, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, if you look now at like screenings and stuff all over, like it's sold out across like LA. It's
all the IMAX things are sold out.
Yeah, it's very tough to get a ticket. So, I think it's going to score with a segment of the box office that always shows up for Leo or for PTA. No, in general, especially, looking at its budget, I think it'll be tough to make its budget back. I don't think it'll, I don't think it's going to be like an outright flop, but it could be a double that like needed to be a home run, essentially.
Yeah.
I think it will end up being a money loser. But then again, if this movie does get nominated for a bunch of Oscars, which it sounds like it will.
Yeah.
It could have legs, and I can't wait to see it. I think it's gonna be great. My favorite PTA movie is probably Magnolia.
Yeah. Mine is There Will Be Blood. I have yet to see anything to top that. But yeah, I mean, there's a possibility this film pulls an Oppenheimer, and I don't mean making $1 billion or close to $1 billion. I mean, like really overperforming. I mean, 500 I think they'd be happy with 500 million, don't you, Jeff? Even though it's 120 million?
Of course, they'd be happy with 500 million. Yes, I think that this movie would be lucky to hit 300 million.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, it doesn't look like it has mass appeal, but maybe it's funnier than people think. I don't know.
The marketing, it's a tricky movie to market, but so if you need a trailer that like sells you, I think it'll be tough for Warner Brothers. But a lot of people may just see Leo and say, "I'm in."
Yeah, possible. Very possible. Ash Trefoil. Oh, nice avatar there. Cinema Paradiso, man. One of my favorites. Recently rewatched Under the Silver Lake. Adore this movie and the energy / vibe it creates. Favorite divisive movie that you consider a masterpiece? Ooh.
Crash.
Oh, really? You think that movie's a masterpiece?
I think it's pretty close to a masterpiece. Other than the Sandra Bullock housekeeper stuff, yes.
Oh God, yeah, it's kind of bad.
I don't like that storyline, but everything else I think is kind of amazing in that movie, and that's as divisive as it gets.
That Pena sequence is amazing with the child and all of that, and I think the Ryan Philippe stuff is good.
Matt Dillon saving the woman that he raped. I mean, an amazing scene. Not a fan of Under the Silver Lake, though, Ash. Sorry.
Okay. I guess I would have to say Man of Steel. Isn't that a divisive movie? I think that's pretty much a masterpiece in my opinion.
Man of Steel?
I love Man of Steel. Love it. Love it. Does Interstellar count? Was that divisive? I don't know if that was divisive.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that divisive. That was pretty unanimously acclaimed.
I mean, I love Noah. I think Noah's a fucking incredible movie.
That would count.
I think that counts then, because I think that's an incredibly well-directed film. It is, to me, an epic in every single
Noah
definition of the word. Yeah, I still rewatch. I think Russell is great in that movie. Hey, Jay Barrett Mash, catching up on missed movies. Which of these should I check out? Dangerous Animals, Predator Killer, The Gorge, High to Low, Sorry Baby, any others? Of those, I would say Predator, but Jeff?
Predator Killer of Killers is a very fun animated movie that kind of flies by. But Dangerous Animals is definitely the pick out of all of these. Dangerous Animals is fucking fantastic. Jai Courtney is great in it.
Yeah, I got to see that one. You keep telling me to see that one. And High to Low was good. So if you get a chance to see it. Cali Kid back says, can Jeff Snyder give me a random scoop for the Jeff? I mean, it's a pretty penny. You got anything rolling around there?
The cupboard is a little bare right now. I'm trying to think. Yeah, nothing really comes to the top of my head for $50, but I appreciate it, Cali Kid. It's very generous of you. Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
Cali Kid, you can email me and I'll or DM me and I'll email you something.
There you go. Vincent Sparacino. I finally watched The Insider for the first time. Loved it. Also made me realize how much I like Russell Crowe as an actor. It would be nice to see a comeback from him. What's your favorite Russell Crowe role, Jeff?
It is this movie. It is the Insider. Jeffrey Wigand. This movie is a masterpiece. It wasn't divisive, so it was not eligible for the previous question. But nice to see The Insider finally get its due 25 years later, because God, it was so fucking great. I mean, it was released in '99, which is like the greatest year ever. So I understand why it maybe didn't do so well at the Oscars, but oh God, I could watch this movie every day.
Yeah, I was fortunate to see it for the first time with Jeff at a DGA screening. It was a heck of an experience. Thoroughly enjoyed that film. Vincent Sparacino, I would say to you that Russell might be on a comeback because, shocking to me, Nuremberg is getting incredible reviews from people who've seen it. Critics have seen it at these festivals. I thought that was going to be like a Lionsgate straight to streaming type of movie, and it's getting a lot of positive reviews, including Mance, I think liked it. So, but you're asking me my favorite Russell Crowe, not the best, because the best is probably Gladiator or Beautiful Mind. My favorite is Cinderella Man. That's the role I go back and watch him in the most. I love him in that movie. Just love him in that movie. And so that's my favorite performance.
Not Romper Stomper.
No, it's not Romper Stomper at all. Eddie Alidi says, what happened to Chris O'Donnell? Did Batman relegate him to TV? I think it's his acting talent that relegated him to TV. But Jeff, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, he's kind of like bland. He's kind of just like flavorless. Can't say I'm going to defend him on this one.
Yeah. I think he just did what, like NCIS or one of those.
Yeah, that's exactly where he belongs. He's like a CBS TV show star. I put him in like a CBS legal drama.
Yeah, NCIS Los Angeles, which wrapped up, and he's about to be the lead in 911 Nashville, what's coming out later on this year. So
sure,
it's where he belongs.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Cali Kid, for another super sticker. Wow, thank you. Very kind of you, Cali.
Yeah, I definitely owe you, Cali Kid. I'll send you something over email.
John Ashford says, greetings. Any word on the Bradley Cooper reboot of Dean Martin's Matt Helm? Oof.
Deep six this thing. Who cares? Dean Martin's Matt Helm? Like, this is like ancient. Who is this supposed to appeal to? I hope it does not move forward. Bradley Cooper needs to focus on Spielberg's Bullet movie.
Yeah, agree. That Matt Helm shit's for your 80-year-old grandpa or grandma. It's not for anybody watching stuff today. Fantastic 314. Hey, Hot Mike. My favorite found footage movie is Troll Hunters. Just saying. I've never seen that, so I don't get the joke. Have you seen it, Joe?
I forgot. I don't think I saw Troll Hunters. I forget. I don't think I did though.
Okay. Aaron the Creative says, what would it take for Jake Gyllenhaal to get the Oscar?
A miracle. This guy he deserves like 10 Oscars already. Like, he hasn't won one yet. So I'm assuming it will require a miracle because he's just far and away delivering fucking banger performance one after another.
Everything's about timing, isn't it? Like, Jamie Foxx just happened to have the right role at the right time in the right year to win for Ray. He's never come close to sniffing another nomination with any of his work since. So it's all about timing. So if Jake can get into that movie at the right time in the right year, I think it's very possible. That ill Yankee says, join late. Will Hot Mike be earlier due to Thursday Night Football? No. It was just Jeff's got a screening. So
we're bigger than the NFL.
Yeah, come on.
But
and some of those matchups this year, I think we can put our
yeah, no, the Smashing Machine screening is at 6:30. So if we went 4 to 6, I just don't think I'd have enough time to get over there. And I got to get good seats because this is The Rock going serious.
There you go. The Calicut says, I was at Oasis on Saturday. How about JS?
I was there on Sunday. I mean, I wasn't all there, but yes, by the time Oasis went on, I had my shit together and just a great fucking show. Great.
Who's JS? Who's JS?
That's me.
Oh, no. How about JS? Oh, how about JS? Oh, got it. Sorry. Calicut, they're showing Cinema Paradiso at Regal this month. Ooh, I'm going to get tickets for that. I hope it's the original cut. The director's cut is dog shit. The original cut is a masterpiece. Karen Venderman, it says, remember in 9/11 today? Absolutely. My sister was one of the first people down at the Pentagon there as a firefighter back then, and so this day always is a special day for all of us in our family for sure. Shout out to everybody who's dealing with it, of course. Sam O says, favorite guilty pleasure film? Mine is Bohemian Rhapsody. Ooh, Jeff, do you have a guilty pleasure? Favorite one?
Keep going. I'll get you my number one guilty pleasure of this year. I think I know what it is.
Okay. Let's hit the Streamlabs. Rob 33. So those are all the super chats, everybody. If you want to keep us on the air after we're done with the super chats, you got to keep sending them in.
The guilty pleasure is Locked this year with Bill Skarsgård and Anthony Hopkins, where the guy's like the car thief is locked in the car. I've seen it twice. It's such a good genre movie from David Yarovesky. That is like the definition of a guilty pleasure.
That's fair. Rob 33 says, sorry if you've been asked this too many times, but I'm moving to LA next month and wanted to know which movie theaters I should make sure to visit and use. Thanks. Jeff, you have thoughts on this?
Which movie? I mean, it depends where you're living. He says which movie theater to go to? Yeah, well, no, he said which movie theater should he visit? Should they visit? Moving to LA. I mean, we got to go to the Chinese theater at some point, right?
Yeah.
That's just history. Unfortunately, the ArcLight is closed, so that's what I'm going to do there. I mean, the Vista, the new Beverly,
for sure.
Yeah, those are all kind of big ones.
I would say the Egyptian because they show a lot of great older films there, and the Arrow in Santa Monica is a fun one to go to. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it from what I remember.
If you want to see me, you got to go to the Grove for Century City.
Oh, God. If the iPick is still around, that's a cool theater to go to in Pasadena, but I don't know if that's still around. Fantastic Man says, hey, Hot Mike, I hoped that Star Wars would have developed some of those vision shorts into movies because they could have got onto the anime money train with some good stories. Oh, yeah, that's a fair point, Jeff, right? Should studios be looking now at adapting their stuff into anime format to see if they can get it off the ground and get people to watch it? What do you think?
I feel like it has to be organic. We've seen that a lot. Like, oh, we're going to do a Terminator series, but it's going to be anime. We've seen Hollywood chase those anime bucks before. It doesn't really work.
Yeah.
So I would be reluctant for people to do that. I mean, who saw like the Lord of the Rings anime last year?
It did not do well. You're right. And it got good reviews. It still didn't do well.
Yeah, I think anime is a very specific thing, and you can't just like graft any IP onto it.
Yeah, I mean, the vision stuff is really great with the anime. I think they could explore that. They might explore that down the road, but yeah, often other IP trying to do anime, it feels like you're posers instead of really, as Jeff said, organic, which is essential. And anime fans will sniff that out and destroy it. So Samuel says, hey, y'all, I just booked Paul Preston's movie tour. Yes, when I head for my Hollywood vacation in a couple of weeks. What are other great attractions besides that, the Academy Museum and the studio tours that are worth visiting? Also, your favorite film set in LA. Probably LA Confidential.
Oh, dude, I went out for a burger the other night on like Saturday night, and it was like a sports bar, and half the TVs were tuned to college football.
Yes.
And the other half would turn to LA Confidential.
Oh, nice.
Which is, I was like, do you think that there's anyone here who's like, would say to management, like, hey, I don't want to really watch a Kevin Spacey movie with my meal or whatever? I mean, I don't give a shit. It's a classic.
LA.
This is great.
Yeah.
But I wondered if some snowflakes would have a problem. The Jeff Snyder Museum of Poster Art is available to all. $50 admission. You will have to arrange, hours of availability with me.
Personal tour.
Yeah, it's the tour lasts about a half hour.
Yeah,
you do get to go inside the bedroom. There are a few posters that you can go in the closet if you dare.
You could be handcuffed to the bed for a Gerald's game.
There's no handcuffs allowed in Jeff Snyder's bedroom or his apartment. Nothing. We don't have restraints.
Welcome to our Gerald's game installation. Well, I mean, I only visited LA once or twice before we moved here, and I did the double tour, the double top tour, whatever it is, that bus there. But I couldn't possibly tell you what other tours or museums to go in. Great attractions. I mean, hike Runyon Canyon. Definitely drive through Beverly Hills so you see how the other half lives. I think is cool. Definitely head out to the beach. I would recommend Manhattan Beach if you want kind of the richer approach to it, or if you want to really kind of savor LA, Venice Beach is where you get a taste of all the economic classes coming together. So I would recommend those attractions or areas.
$40 a day, you can get a pool pass to Jeff Snyder's private pool and sunbathe with the insider himself.
Wow, what an experience. Fantastic says, showing a little more support from my guys. Thank you, Fred. The Paramount WB mashup might not be as big a cash cow as some people think. Just ask Muskie about his battery cars. Anyways, got to go clock in for work. Yeah, we'll see.
Don't be late.
Jacob says, John and Jeff, any Spider-Man scoops or X-Men reboot scoops? I don't think anything here, Jeff. Do you got anything?
No.
Okay. CJP tipped. It
would be interesting though, now that Sophie Thatcher seems to be available, if she wound up with one of those big roles in X-Men.
I should be great as Rogue or Jean Grey. I'd down either way with her.
Who knows?
CJP says, what's the post best actor winning playbook these days? What's Adrian supposed to do? Adrian
Brody.
He won twice already.
Yeah, but it's like, how do you he obviously didn't maybe make the best decisions following the piece.
I see. What's the post best actor winning playbook?
What's he supposed to do? It's a good question. I think it's just to continue working with good directors, right? Like that, you saw him be down to play number 2 alongside Leo in that Evel Knievel movie that Paramount pulled the plug on, but that was with Damien Chazelle. So I think that you just keep seeking out interesting work. It doesn't have to be leading man roles. You can support like a superstar like Leo, but work with good directors.
He's like the Eli Manning. Like he won 2 Super Bowls, but you don't consider him one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. And Adrian Brody's won 2 Oscars, but I don't consider him in the pantheon of the greatest actors ever. So that's
fair. It's a good
comparison.
Yes,
yeah. Because I mean, the jacket, that's a standard Eli Manning season, the jacket. Keith Jacket 1103 says, just managed the end of your stream tonight, showing some support from the land of Essex Serpent. Oh, thank you. British love. Thank you very much. All right, let's see. We've got 2 more, I think. Or no, Eddie L80 says, can we expect any Doomsday news soon? Yeah, Jeff, have you heard anything? I haven't.
I mean, I assume that you'll get confirmations for the other half of the cast, really, but but maybe not. Who knows? Maybe they're waiting to make a big splash with that announcement.
Yeah. Aaron Mansfield says Paramount buying Warner Brothers. Thoughts? Well, we talked about it earlier in the show, buddy, and I'll put a time code up. But I'm not a fan of it. Jeff, your quick thoughts? Anything?
Yes. Now they have the opportunity to do a Weapons prequel or sequel that is mashed up with School of Rock. Jack Black as the teacher. Jack Black versus Gladys.
And Gladys just chasing him down. I don't like that song. The Cali Kid, month of masterpieces at Regal for $9 tickets. Well, I have the Regal thing, so maybe I can get it for free. I'm going to take a look at that. Month of masterpieces.
Wait, do you have the Regal thing and the AMC thing? Or
no, I don't have the AMC thing because AMC is like 30 minutes away from me.
I got you. Okay.
So I have the Regal. And I don't want to go to the one in Poway. I just don't like that one. Paul Hitchcock says, will this be a tepid awards year? Yeah, Jeff, it's usually there's like a bunch of films, but it doesn't seem like it's quite that strong this year.
Yeah, I do think it will be a tepid awards year. I don't see the juggernauts either. I think which makes it more interesting. Like if there's a lot of B+, A- movies.
Yeah.
But I'm anticipating a bit of a down year, probably due to like the strikes or whatever.
Well, how do you quantify then or value the Oscar nominations, say for Dwayne Johnson or Sydney Sweeney, because it's maybe a down year for movies?
That doesn't matter. I mean,
no, okay,
no, I don't think anybody looks at like an actor who wins their Oscar and say, but it was a down year. It's like these people definitely don't care. They won it, right? Yeah.
Cali Kid says, what are your thoughts on Taxi Driver? It's my number 1 movie. Oh, I love Taxi Driver. Jeff, I'm sure you love Taxi Driver.
Good movie. I mean, not my favorite. Not one I revisit a lot. It's pretty bleak, but mad respect. De Niro's great in it.
Absolutely. Love Taxi Driver. Again, we did that on Cinephiles 3 years ago. It's such a good movie to explore for sure. All right, that's all the questions, Jeff. We should get on out of here. No other questions have come through. So, hold on. Rob 33 says, I'm living in mid Wilshire for movie theaters, and you prefer Streamlabs to Super Chats, correct? Yes, Streamlabs. We get more from the Streamlabs than Super Chats. Yes, Super Chats, they take 50% YouTube. Mid Wilshire. Oh, okay. So I think we've recommended some stuff that you can get to from Mid Wilshire, right, Jeff? Movie theater ones? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
The Grove.
All right. Oh, the Grove. Yeah, absolutely the Grove. Yeah. And go on an afternoon in the weekday. Don't go at Friday or Saturday night. You're going to get swamped. All right. Well, there you go. That's our show. Thank you, everyone, again, for joining us in this early time. Normally, we are at 4 p.m. PT. We are staying at that time. Just had to adjust for today. We appreciate it. Thanks for the Streamlabs. Thanks for the Super Chats. Thanks for the lively chat. Jeff, thank you for another fun show, and let people know where they can find you and subscribe to your newsletter.
InSnyder.com. Got some interesting stuff coming.
Okay.
Good. A script review.
Ooh.
A cool interview. I had never really done before, which was interesting, and some Star Wars stuff. We'll see.
Oh, nice. Pay attention to that. Paul Hitchcock says, follow up. If it's a smaller awards year, does that open the door for movies like Weapons and Sinners to get some consideration?
Absolutely. Those I think will get some nominations. I definitely don't think that either one will be blanked.
Right. Agreed. As for me, you can follow me at The Rocha Says on all social media channels. Please make sure to subscribe and down below, hit that bell button. Look for the Geek Buddies tomorrow live at 5 p.m. PT. Also going to have my review for The Long Walk, and I'm going to see Downton Abbey today. So I will have a review for that coming up in the next couple of days as well. So thank you all so much for hanging out with us on the Hot Mic. Take care of yourselves. Be well. Go see a movie, and we'll talk to you next time with another brand new episode of the Hot Mic. Peace.